So there we have it, full time at Old Trafford, and it finishes up 0-0. Joining me to speak about the game, I don't think there's too much for us to speak about, is Shaun Goater, Gareth Barry and Michael Brown. Shaun, begin with you. It was kind of a bit of a carbon copy of the first half, really, and not too much to take away from the game as a whole.
Yes, and we were talking beforehand and thinking which manager would be happy if it was a draw, and I'm still unsure. I think it's the performance. Pep will look at this and think about the performance. He may be happy with the fact that there was a draw. I don't know, but in terms of performance and not creating, who knows? He may be happy because, again, the fullback's not really pushing on. A lot of that interplay, and I think it was obviously still having the two holding midfielders affected the game and a bit of the creativity as well. So, not quite sure if Pep will be happy to think, well, you know what, United will take points off other teams. We continue going on. Clean sheet. This will probably be thoughts in his mind.
Something to build on from there. So, Gareth, I know you kind of said, but 0-0, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's not the worst result for City, I don't think.
No, you're looking at the way that game's panned out. I think Solskjaer's going to be the happier manager. They've clearly set up for a point there and make them hard to beat. But for City, you're looking at positives, really. Again, John Stones' performance was very good. Another clean sheet. Obviously, we're struggling to score as many goals this season, but it's another option for the manager. He's played two defensive midfielders, and we've looked good defensively, and they've created hardly anything. So, apart from that, I think the lads will be disappointed not to get 3 points.
I mean, we kind of said, United seem to set up definitely to crowd that midfield, Brownie, and kind of stifle City's attacking threat. Do you think City did enough though to create a few chances? I know there was a couple in that half, but again, not many.
There was a couple of half chances, but I think Pep Guardiola will come out and say, tough place to go. They defended really well, made it difficult for us. But ultimately, I think he will be disappointed with chances created away from home. On the road now, that's one win in 5 games away from home, only scoring 3 goals. Right. So we're talking about the title, we're talking about a Pep Guardiola side. At that, he will be disappointed. He expects better, and he will be the first to admit, yes, he'll be pleased with the clean sheet and positives from it, but he expects more from his side. Creativity is what he believes in regards to management and what he ends up with goal-scoring sides. So that's one thing, certainly, Manchester City, you're going to have to improve as the season goes on to try and bring the title back to the Etihad, and that's what we all hear and we're hoping for. So positives, but a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, the other side as well is, if we flip it, last season we lost to United, twice. Yeah. And from Pep's point of view, we can't call too many managers that's beaten him, done a double over him. And so there may be a bigger picture from Pep's point of view is, I'll take a draw.
Sean, I don't believe he'll take a draw. Honestly, I see, and we can take the positives and say, yeah, it's a draw, it's 0-0. Pep Guardiola doesn't accept a draw. I don't think he does. I think he actually says, where do we need to win? How do we do it? He's been there all his career, and he knows how to do it, and with his side. And I think he believes there's enough in the side. He'll be disappointed. He might not come out and say fully, but his demands are so high. And
you're right. So then I say, he knows this. Why hasn't Foden come on? Why haven't we see the quality? Torres come on, Jesus quiet game, and it's always easy to say in a game like this to look at the forwards, but it's also about chances being created. He had one situation on a narrow angle, and for me, he had to buy the raffle. He cut back, and then United got the defenders. For me, he buys the raffle there because the game was very little creativity, and I think he warranted his patience to say, I ain't really had anything because United's had so many defenders, about them and not really having a chance. Buy your raffle, basically. From that sort of acute angle, I think he deserved to sort of have a shot. But he chose to sort of see if there was someone in a better position, and by that time, United got the numbers back. So I look and you say, well, Pep, to your point, Pep's like this, we have such a standard, then why not go, okay, one of the holding midfielders off, I'm putting on the attacking midfielder, and the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we're going for it.
And off that, I was going to say, because was it the game? I think it was in Champions League. Didn't use any subs. He's only used one there. Is it something that we read into that going, or like, because we were saying you'd maybe like to introduce a couple of players. Do you think there is anything in that, Gareth, at all? Him not kind of turning to his bench and not using the subs available to him.
It is strange. Yeah, he's not had another look at someone else to just tweak the tactics a little bit and possibly, a bit more positive and go and win the game. That there was options on the bench. You can't just look at that bench and say he couldn't really have done nothing else. He could have definitely made a more positive move with the two holding midfielders on there. So yeah, he will know in his own mind what he was thinking there. But sitting here watching the game, it was strange that he's made just one sub again.
As a holding midfielder, would you have made a decision to drag a holding midfielder off? Not to say that was the only solution. It could have been, I don't know, Sterling coming off or Jesus coming off or, other options were there.
If I'm looking to win the game, yeah, you're bringing one of the holders off. I'm bringing one up, but then you're thinking, was he happy with a draw? Is Pep happy with a draw?
I think they were comfortably enough to do that, to make that change. But again, it's hard to question because he knows so. I have the full trust in him.
Yeah.
So regards to the detail, what he sees in every little bit of angles that we don't always see. So we're just actually making an opinion. We're seeing where that is. But you would have hoped there'd have been more creativity. I think that's what we're trying to say. It's a tight, obviously, derby game, but would have expected more than 1, 2, say, shots on target.
On the creativity part, I agree with you. I think he thinks De Bruyne, Sterling, Mahrez, obviously first half, and Jesus is enough quality there to create 2 or 3 chances. We don't need to create 6 chances. If we can create 2 or 3 and we take 1 or 2, then that could see us through this game. So, but it didn't pan out that way because I think, we could look in hindsight. We didn't have that creativity because we had less numbers sort of going forward. So when De Bruyne looked up, it was the one player that had 2 players on him and no spaces and all that sort of stuff. So interesting to hear sort of his post-match sort of thoughts and how he felt the game, right?
I mean, we're talking about the attacking side of the pitch, obviously lack creativity, but as you said, Gareth, very solid on the defensive side. John Stones, you said as well, had a really standout performance. We can actually hear from John Stones now.
John, it finished honours even. What did you make of it?
Difficult game always is for both sides, especially for us coming here away. Obviously no fans, which is a different atmosphere today. We both didn't create many chances, to be honest. Both very good defensively. Another clean sheet for us. We're a bit frustrated we've not come away with more, but I think overall we fought so well. Proud of the boys, pressing high from the front, and I said it before the game that in a derby everything comes out. It's never a nice match. Very rare that you get a big goal thriller, but today come away with a point. I think we'll be pleased.
Why do you think neither side created much today? Do you think it was almost a must-not-lose game, almost from the outset?
Yeah, definitely. It was. I said to the boys before, it's another step forward. It's another chance for us to climb the table and get more points. And whoever we're playing, it's a challenge for us, and same for them. There's a bit of a stalemate in some respects, but I think we can take a lot away from that in a derby game, to not concede, to play how we did with the character and the drive right into the last few minutes, creating chances. So something we'll go away and have a look on definitely for the next game we go into.
As you say, another clean sheet, that equals a club record. That's 6 in a row now. What sort of basis is that to build a season after a fairly shaky start to the Premier League?
It's massive. It's a platform for us to go and win a game, go and score goals. We do our jobs as defenders to keep those clean sheets, and as I say, it's a massive platform for the boys up top to go and express themselves. And another one today, as you say, another a record or tallying a new equal. So yeah, proud of that as well. It's something that's difficult in derby games from my experiences, and to do that today away from home, I'm very pleased with that.
How much difference do you think it made with no fans in here today to make it almost an un-derby-like day?
Yeah, the derby's it's a massive occasion for us as players and more for the city, for the fans. It's frustrating not to be able to have anyone in the stands at this moment in time, but it is what it is, and we're trying to cope as best we can and put on a good show for them while they're watching at home. But hopefully the sooner the better that they can get them back in the stadiums safely, and it'll be better for everyone, I think.
Joe, we appreciate you talking to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Really great there to equal that record. John Stone speaking at full time at Old Trafford. Just going to ask the question to you guys in the studio. Gareth, do you think the fans would have made a difference to that game had it been a full stadium?
Yeah, they'd have added something for the players to react off. We spoke before what derbies are all about, and they are the fans. And today, watching that, they would have just brought something for the players to go off, and it was a shame really, and it sort of the no fans summed the game up in the end.
Yeah, it really, really did. And a final point, we were just saying there, Brownie, actually, that goals just seems to be where we're becoming a little bit unstuck this year.
Oh, it's great, and obviously we're seeing a different swing. Clean sheet record, fantastic, but it does affect you at the other end of the pitch. And 17 goals, I think it's the fewest at this stage that Manchester City have scored since 2010. So there's a negative to swap each time. So we're improving at the back defensively, but there's a little balance in between somewhere, and it's ultimately about scoring those goals and getting the points that we need to get to the top of the table.
So, thick and fast, the games are coming in now. We are at home to West Brom come Tuesday, Shaun. So, a chance to go and maybe try and put the ball in the back of the net and get back into winning ways.
Yes, I'd like to believe that there'll be goals in that game. I think there'll be a number of changes. I think freshening that up in terms of, because we know now how it's so important to rotate players. But I think we'll be scoring goals. I think there'll be some new faces, bringing in some fresh energy. And boys will be wanting to get on the score sheet, get a number of goals. And that's not to just say it just comes because we're playing West Brom. No, it'll be respected. They're a good team, but City will look to go there, get some goals, and get the confidence rate back.
Well, we will be with you for that game on Tuesday against West Brom. I think it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, so do join us on We're Not Really Here an hour before kickoff. We'll be back at half-time and full-time. But that just about wraps up today. Sadly, it wasn't a win, but we'll take the 0-0. Thank you to you guys for watching. Massive thank you to my guests in the studio, Shaun Gota, Michael Brown and Gareth Barry. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone, and we'll see you on Tuesday.